Guys, deluded again. I'd like to think of myself as very objective, very level-headed. I don't react too tough when we're losing. Of course, you see a bit of anger, but I don't go over the top when we lose. In the same breath, I don't get excited when we lose. Oh man! But every so often, there are things that rattle me and, quite frankly, pee me off. You saw my verse vid with the reason why I started this. Jack Wilshere and Gnabry, same day on loan. That rattled me so much to start my YouTube career thing, not even career channel crap thing, whatever you want to call it. And I'm rattled again now. I hope to God I'm here in a couple years or whatever saying, oh, why were you angry? You guys have seen my video about him, Ismael Bennacer. He's a French youth international turned full international for Algeria. Could play a number of roles in midfield. He's not the biggest, but he can play defensive mid. He can box to box. He can play as a playmaker, but that won't be him long term. He can even play on the flanks if need be, that typical Arsenal stuff. He's got an engine. He's got technical quality. He's good at corners. He's great at set pieces. He's an excellent player. You saw him. He joined us in 2015. You saw him make his one and only appearance at first team level away to Sheffield United. He's excellent, man. He went on loan last year because he said he needs to see his level. He doesn't want to play under 23s, which he repeated this year. He went on loan to Tours. I hope I've said it right. It's probably pronounced different in French. 16 appearances, 1 goal, an excellent free kick. I remember rightly. Full international, like I've said. The guy, if I'm not mistaken, it was a free kick. But yeah, he was a full international. Can you blame him? The man's a full international. He played 16 times. He's made a desire of playing first team. He said Wenger rates him highly and's got plans for him and all that waffle. Can you blame him playing not top flight, but 16 first team appearances? Can you blame him for not wanting to stay in the under 23s? He did say he'd go on loan. He doesn't want to stay in the under 23s. It's baffling that we've now decided to sell him to, if you haven't seen, he signed the deal allegedly or reports to believe at Serie B side Empoli on a deal until 2021. It's ridiculous. The guy had quality. I would have put the guy into the first team now. He's better than Coquelin. You guys know I always gas up Coquelin for the culture. The only thing Coquelin has on him is experience and making the right decision, in the sense that he hasn't played top flight. He's 19, turning 20. He was one of the best prospects in my opinion. And I thought he was somewhat, not fast track, but we're gonna see his level when he comes back. This is baffling. I don't even know how much he was sold for. This is silly, man. This is between the not defending properly in set pieces and defending as a whole, between the retardedness in the transfer market, between moving promising youngsters and good players like Perez, who done nothing wrong last year but these same other players are still here doing nonsense. This club is incompetent, man. It really annoys me from time to time. I don't, like I said, I tell you guys, I don't like to get angry because I know all of this and I expect all of this. So I don't like to put in my anger in things I know. I don't know why I keep doing that. But this has really annoyed me. I mean, we are Arsenal for years, even back to the banner years when we actually used to produce good players. For years, we are the farmers who do not see the fruits of their labor. We grow the best mangoes, the best apples. We water it, we tend it. And when it's time to pick, they're picked for other clubs. I applaud Bennacer for this. I applaud him for not wanting to wait around and be in the under-23s. As you see at top clubs, sometimes these young players are at top clubs, but they're not. They come back for pre-season. They come back mid-season when a loan gets cut off. But they're just palmed off. You seen Chelsea got it. You seen us got it. You seen United got a couple youngsters like that. City the best example. All of that stuff. So I applaud him. Like I always tell you guys, take your future into your own hands. This guy owes us nothing. We really should have given him a chance. I hope he has similar success with the other young players. Isaac Hayden had no chance of making it here, but I rate him. Rather than wait till his contract ended, he took a brave step. He left. He's playing Premier League football. Jonker loaned Kalen Hines to League 2. Arsenal, I thought he'd have a career, but not at Arsenal. He was loaned to League 2 last year. He's now followed Jonker to Bundesliga, starting against Dortmund and them things there. Can you blame him for leaving? You leave Arsenal, stuff gets better. Chris Willock left because of the competition and the pathway being blocked. Pathway slightly open at Benfica. He's already in the manager's thoughts and things like that. Hopefully he makes his full debut. I rate things like this. Dan Crowley, it didn't work out for him. I don't think he should be written off by any stretch of the imagination. Gone to Holland. I think he'll be back soon as well. Gnabry, you guys know I've told you lot. Gnabry, got complacent with Gnabry, talking about loaning him out and things like that. Leave us. He went to Bremen or whatever, done his thing. He's now at Bayern Munich on loan to Hoffenheim. You see what happens? Take your destiny and it gets better. The likes of Dragomir is going to be next and all of these decent players I like, man. This is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. I'm actually quite annoyed with this, you know. Like, I'm actually quite annoyed. Like, maybe a centre mid has to arrive. Maybe this makes sense because you haven't really seen Ishmael involved. At pre-season, he had a host of League One sides, a couple Championship sides. Fenerbahce was after him. He had a number of big clubs. He's a very good player. I hope he has the career I wanted to have because I like him a lot, man. And it's Arsenal's loss. hopefully, like I said, but at the same time, I hope to be here thinking, oh, Courtney, you was over-exaggerated, deluded, you was over-exaggerated, man, blah, 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 blah. But this is just... Every now and again, I get annoyed, man. I get annoyed. I don't blame him, because if you look at it, you're not getting a chance. One appearance. You haven't been on any pre-season tours. You're looking at the midfield. I mean, the midfield I wouldn't necessarily have them down as better than you, but there's many bodies in front. You've got El Nene, you've got Coquelin, you've got the nonsense about Wilshere, you've got Ramsey, you've got Ox who can play there, you've got Santi on the injury table. I'm probably even missing out a couple. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, especially in times of need like last year when we saw we need a change or players are stale and whatnot. You would have thought some of these guys would have had a chance. I don't blame him for leaving, because I ain't seen him go on no preseason tours. I ain't seen him go with the first team for any friendlies. I haven't seen him. He's made one senior appearance, like I said. I rate him for leaving. Take your career into your own hands. Why do you want to play under 23 football? It's not his level, like he said. Like, oh man, to lose such a decent passer, someone so good at retaining and regaining possession, someone multifunctional, someone signed for peanuts. I don't know how much we sold him for, but he was one of the brightest prospects. This makes no sense. If he's asked to leave, then you can't keep people here. But there's not much more to say, guys, man. This is just baffling, rattling, annoying. I mean, every now and again, I get annoyed at things like this. I mean, yeah, like I tend to not get annoyed at anything Arsenal, because we've shown we're not the smartest bunch in any sort of footballing operation aspect. But once in a while, I get annoyed at things like this. Guys, Deluded Gooner, I'm signing out. Thank you for watching. Get in the comments, subscribe.